Don't even try to test me on that. Alright. So I don't know what's going on, but my vlog is talking about, oh, dude, someone's waiting. Oh, no, stream's waiting. What? But, man, you know, today, today was something else, man. God, I fucking, like, today was something for the last 4 hours. Not 4 hours, but 4 hours of my life, dude. Playing Cuphead again. Oh my god. Finally have these subscribers. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's cool. God, that's reminding me down memory lane when I first was starting to do YouTube, man. Fucking gaining subscribers, making my first video. Man, if I go back. Uh, but, God, things just piss me off, dude. Like, God, the amount of anger I felt in that Cuphead stream alone was fucking immaculate, man. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Just go watch it. I'm gonna describe it, but just go watch it. God, that game is complicated, man. I mean, my feelings, my review speaks for itself on the game, but, like, go check out Cuphead Part 2. I can't even hold my phone, my tablet in my left hand for very long. But, can't even hold it because I fucking slammed it again into my dresser as hard as I could, multiple times. But, anyways, I know Cuphead was really annoying whenever I tried to beat that one dude. It was that robot and old guy. Yeah, that fucking I know exactly what you're talking about. It's, Cadell's robot or some stupid shit like that. But I swear to God, like, because I was looking into this because, you know, I spend time on the internet. Like, after that stream, obviously, guys, I fucked off. All right, I didn't do much. Okay, I was like trying to fucking relax, try to calm down. I tried to go outside, see if outside was any better. You know, try to go outside, relax after a 4 hour freaking rage session of freaking Cuphead. All right, my second session today, right, which was 4 hours screaming on almost any boss. You know, almost any boss was like annoying. This is how I feel about Cuphead, to be honest. I already made a review how I feel about it, but God, playing that game was, it's like a mistake, but at the same time, you're like addicted to trying to either get better by that or get better at it, or just like something. I don't know, but something keeps drawing me back to continue playing Cuphead. Because after my first review, I was straight up done. But a part of me said, maybe I can improve. Maybe a part of me can do, or at least perform in Cuphead at least a little bit better. Can I actually go to World 3? Can I see... Because there's only 4 worlds in the base game, like World 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Can I see how far... Like, because the whole reason I bought it was to see how far I can go. Because I already know the game is stupid difficult, but god damn, I didn't picture it to be this annoying where I'm slamming my dresser like every other boss or every other attempt, or just hating my existence. Like, for fucking, like, every fucking moment just hating it because of certain bosses just interrupting or getting in my way when I'm just trying to play the game. You know? God. Like, I don't know why I call him Mayonnaise. Why'd you call him Mayonnaise? That's a weird nickname. I never heard anyone call anyone Mayonnaise. But, God, that game bothers me, dude. It makes me fucking act out. Makes me fucking while out, dude. And, like, in some of the worst ways, man. I haven't raged, like, this hard on a game, like, since, like, in a little bit now, you know? Like, fucking, hey, Cuphead pisses me off. And it pisses me off for multiple reasons, and I can explain, like, why, since I'm in a not a way better mood now. I'm actually still pissed because I'm going around on the internet trying to ask you questions. Do you mean the World 4 as in the casino? No, because I'm stuck in World 3. I've been stuck in World 3 for a while now. It's reminded me of my first few sessions on the game already, where I was stuck in World 2 for a while, for my entirety of the first stream, and then, or most of that stream, a good 95% of that stream, I was stuck in World 2, and after getting to World 3 and just getting stuck there early on, it's like, okay, finally not getting stuck there anymore, or it's a whole fucking thing. It sucks. It's horrible, man. I hate, like, dealing with, like, doing a boss, beating the boss, getting stuck on the next one, like, right after that, or right before that, or whatever the order is for the boss order in Cuphead. It's like, damn it, dude. Like, there were so many deaths in that 4 hours that made me just want to, like, fucking throw the fucking Joy-Con, like, controller thing at the fucking TV with how many times I was so ready to fucking throw down on that bitch, dude, with how many times I was fucking ready. I almost pulled out the sword and fucking, that I have, you know, in there and just fucking slash up my shit. Because this game is fucking annoying. It's a different breed, man. Like, I fucking hate it so much. Like, this is how Cuphead is, right? You get stuck on a boss, well, guess what? Too bad for you. You're either going to have to beat it or just don't even fucking bother playing or continue playing at all, because there's other bosses and other levels in that same area you also need to do on top of the one you're stuck on, so you can actually make, you know, some form of progression. I hate that. I mean, why make the whole world, like, open where you can select the bosses in any order you would like if I still have to do all of them anyway? You might as well just, like, have it be, like, the whole hub world be linear until you fucking beat that boss. It opens the next one to the next little bit of the boss or whatever. I swear to God, it's so stupid. They give you, like, this open world vibe, and it's like, or this open area map vibe on the main menu, or not the main menu, the fucking map screen, and to go do whatever you want, either interact with this or do other boss or world level that, and it's like, why would I want to do that when I'm focused on this one boss, you know, that I'm stuck on for like more than 5 to 10 fucking minutes? Jeez, man. And it's awful, you know, being fucking stuck on a boss in Cuphead. And also, I was doing, like, research, but people were constantly telling me in my stream, you know, buy the $8 DLC, the game becomes a cakewalk, or this and that, and this and that, and this and that, and this and that, right? And I'm sitting there like, you know what? I bet it does become, like, some type of shit, because you get not only a new character that also, I think, plays easier than Mugman and Cuphead does. Like, she plays a little easier. I think she has 1 health point more than they do, if I'm not mistaken. And then there are also some DLC, fuck, what is it? Charms. There are some DLC charms that allow the game to become that much easier. I don't want to do that, bro. You know what I mean? And I also looked it up online, too, to see if, you know, it was capped, because there's a lot of people who have, you know, made it way farther than me in Cuphead, you know, obviously, or who have beaten it with or without the DLC. Hello, I'm from Turkey. Hi, Jenny, how you doing? Just vlogging, just talking my shit out. So, and I was looking up, like, Reddit forums and Reddit posts about this, because I'm struggling in Cuphead, and I almost want just to buy the DLC just to make the game fucking easier for me. I am so fucking serious. Like, I'm so tempted, but I'm also tempted not to do the DLC, because there were so many people out there that have beaten Cuphead, you know, before the DLC, before the DLC even fucking existed. I mean, obviously the DLC bosses are way harder than the base game bosses, but it's like, getting DLC charms, you know, little you know, not only charms, but also like new DLC like weapons that make the game somewhat easier. I was seeing in that Reddit post too, like scrolling through Reddit forums a lot, saying, yeah, it does make the base game of Cuphead, you know, somewhat easier, and it almost makes it a joke. But then again, I'm sitting there like, I don't even know if they're right. Because, sure, they may have played Cuphead, like, before the DLC and after the DLC, but keep in mind, they got a lot of experience under their belt playing the game. That's probably their 6th, 7th, 8th time playing the damn game, going through, you know what I mean? Going through the whole fucking thing. I beat Cuphead without the DLC. That's something. It was diabolical. That's something. Right? And I'm like, dude, I might need the DLC, but I'm pushing myself not to use the DLC because that's a fucking crutch. I mean, if I'm going to use DLC terms, you might as well give me save states and fucking rewind. You know what I'm saying? That's how it feels like to me a little bit. Like when people keep bringing up the DLC, make it easier. You know, spend $8 for the DLC for the delicious last course. And get, you know, free extra bosses, and extra character, extra charms, extra new weapons, and, you know, also a chance to get new supers and all that other sort of shit or whatever. I don't know. A part of me is just like, and I already know this. I'm trying my fucking best, because my best is literally what I've been doing that entire fucking stream. Or maybe even sometimes off stream. That is literally like the best I've ever played in Cuphead, you know, ever. Because this is my first time going through it. So guys, keep that in mind. It's my first time going through it. But it's like, man, you know, dude, and that's why I'm like, dude, I might have to just buy it. I might just have to accept the crutch, dude. Because I'm starting to see that I can't even beat bosses, like, on my own anymore. Like, the fucking ghost train. You know, that weird ghost train. I got so close to beating him so many different / separate times. It's not even funny. I'm always a little bit off from the flagpole, and then something goes wrong. Or in the fucking squirrel house thing, I don't even know what the fuck I'm supposed to be attacking, you know? Or the fucking mermaid bitch, you know? I don't even know how to get out of phase 1, you know? The robot, you know, kills me in, like, it feels like 2 freaking hits. With his laser being a crazy hitbox, his missiles being a hitbox, his Madnix he spews out being a hitbox, or the little boomerang ship thingies that come out are also full of shit. And it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to micromanage all this shit when I can barely manage what the fuck I did previously? Because I'm gonna be real, I beat so many of these Cuphead bosses off the skin of my teeth. You know? I was beating these bosses like fucking just barely edging it out. Just for another guy to show up and just slam me into next week. You know? With a brand new thing I gotta get used to. Like a brand new kid, a brand new set of moves. The pacing of when an attack is coming is completely different. I uninstalled the game again. You know, I'm gonna that's probably the game I'm gonna keep uninstalling, reinstalling, because I keep thinking I have a fucking chance. You know, that's what's driving me to keep coming back, is because I feel like I have a chance to improve, and you know, I strive to improve. Obviously, a lot of the time, you know, and you guys see it all the time. When I get kicked in the dick, I always stand back up or something. You know, some shit, until like I just really can't anymore. But it's like, I don't know, maybe I should use the DLC as a crutch, or maybe I should grab Louis for multiplayer, but I realized multiplayer, your damage gets halved, meaning my character damage does way more when I'm by myself than when I'm with my brother Louis doing this shit. The health doesn't stay the same, the damage on weapons doesn't stay the same, nothing stays the same. It becomes a completely different beast when you bring somebody on to join you, and it's like, Meaning, all of my weapons, everything that I've been damaging you with, everything I've been struggling with you with, it's about to be a different breed now because of the fact that it's co-op now. That is, we're trying to do this in multiplayer. So what's the point of me grabbing Louis then, you know, to try and attempt to help me out on Cuphead, you know? Like, there's literally no point. Because not only he's not as good as me, but he doesn't have as much experience as me in the game at all. So it's like, if I bring him over, obviously I'm going to give him the tutorial and maybe go back to the first few bosses off camera or something to see how he can go. But it's like, I don't know. I really don't know. I might have to buy the DLC just to beat the base game, which is ridiculous, to be honest with you. So I can get the contracts and dip. I still think one of the worst decisions Cuphead's ever made was adding a difficulty setting. Because it just doesn't make sense to me. I still, like, to this day, I still can't process the fact that they have a difficulty setting. And for what? Oh, look, a path for me is opened up. I could go to the next boss, possibly. That's all that opens, you know. You don't get the actual contract of you doing it. Certified, he did it. Type shit. Nope. So fucking stupid. If you're not going to add a simple mode, or if you're going to make simple mode feel invalid like that, don't even add it in the first place. God, I hate it. Fucking throat hurts because of all this stupid shit today. And I'm saying stupid shit because Cuphead was fucking stupid. Like, 4 hours, I only beat, or 4 or 5 hours, because maybe 5, 6 hours, because I was on Cuphead for, I think, an hour before, but 5 hours of Cuphead, I beat 2 bosses, or 3 bosses in regular mode, and I'm struggling on 3 more bosses now, in that same World 3. And then King Dice, I found out what King Dice is like. Not only, he's not just one little baby fight, but he's also 5, 6, 7, 8 different fights with completely different patterns, completely different beings, all based off casino-like shit, like dice, chips, you know, all that stuff. And I'm like, oh my fucking... It doesn't fucking end. That was literally me when I can't even describe it anymore. Like, that was literally me. And I know I keep fucking pausing / freezing up. It's because I'm still trying to process all this shit. Like, I'm just trying to picture it. I'm trying to imagine just living that whole fight. Not dying at the dice, but I'm dying to one of his 6, 7, 8 fucking different minions he can whip out on you at any time during the fight with King Dice. And then if you roll on a wrong space, it's over. You either have to restart, or you go back a space, or whatever, so you can, like, finish the fight properly within that 5 minutes, 2 minutes, or whatever long it fucking takes to beat that guy. That's why I'm like, oh my god, I have to do everybody else, then him, and then it's just the devil right after that, I think. And then after the devil, you're done with the base game, but it's still, like, I don't know how to properly feel about that anyway. Like, I'm going to be real. I really, really do not know how to feel about the way Cuphead is, like, designed, the way Cuphead is, and all that other sort of shit. It just feels wrong, man. Like, going through it myself, it just feels wrong. Like, and like, it's funny because I'm thinking outside the box at the same time. I'm like, this is gamers of today. This is what gamers have always been. Rage-induced fucking hooligans. You know? People that just love getting themselves mad, you know? That's basically Dark Souls fans in a nutshell. Basically people that love punishing gameplay, you know, possibly breaking their setups because what they got themselves into and all that shit. It's making me fucking think all these things all the time. Every time I pop in Cuphead, it's making me think, like, man, damn. This is where I'm at as a gamer. A fucking raging loser. That's it. You know? That's all you're doing when you play games like that, man. I mean, sure, you learn, you get better, but eventually when you get better at that game or you get better at that boss, right? Okay, 5-10 years from now, are you going to remember how to do it then? Probably not, because you moved the fuck on. So you getting mad at that boss in the moment really only matters temporarily. It doesn't matter in the long run of these fucking things. Which is why I'm always thinking all these fucking things whenever I play fucking Cuphead or just whatever gets me going. You know, it really feels like I'm a fucking loser. Why am I playing this? When I could just go play like fucking Roblox, like Sonic Speed Sim or something. You know, something that is a game, but it's so it's grind heavy and fucking tedious at times, but it's so simple. You don't really have to think too much about it other than the objectives that are given to you in game, and you just go and do them, and you fucking run around, dart off, you know, with your favorite little Sonic characters and shit. That's all you do in that fucking game. Meanwhile, Cuphead, what do? You fucking go in, tough as nails, conjure a rail shooting like platformer, shooting up bosses that have basically most of their moves have random shit flying on the screen. How do you deal with it? How do you go around that is up to you and all this shit. Trust me, I play a game on Roblox that makes me rage so hard, but I'm starting to learn how to control my rage. But that's my point, though. It's not about controlling it, because I feel like controlling my rage at this point, I've been saying that for so long, but essentially, we never really actually learn how to control it. I would say control is the wrong word in this instance. I would say control is wrong. I would say manage. I'm starting to learn how to manage my rage. Control is basically, you're completely in control of it. You know when it comes out, you know what to do to fucking completely shut it down. And every single time you get mad, you shut it down. You don't even get mad. You just go, I'm done, completely done, fucking walk away. And you go do something else. You immediately do that. You don't continue trying. You know, you don't sit there and continue to keep on fucking trying. Right? You fucking, it's kind of like a fire, right? A fire that's burning. What are you going to do when you see a fire? You put it out. That's what controlling your rage is like. Managing it is more of like, I still get really fucking mad, but I can learn how to manage it so I don't just rage immediately, you know? It takes me a while before I get to that boiling point. That's what I would say. I would say managing it is a better word than control. We say control a lot, when in actuality we should be saying managing it, or just manage. I'm managing my rage right now instead of fucking control. Control is so overused for a multitude of different things. Not even just like the instance I'm in, but for multiple people outside of my own knowledge. Say, I'm going to control this, I'm going to control that. You know, and then you become a fucking control freak. Want to control everything and everyone around you and stuff. It's a whole fucking thing with that. But yeah, but like, essentially that's how I feel when I play Cuphead, you know? It makes me feel like a fucking loser. It doesn't make me feel like I'm accomplishing anything at all. I mean, yes, it makes me feel like, yes, I finally beat that boss. But 5 years from now, am I still going to feel that same way I did in this moment? When I finally did do it? Yeah, I did it. Congratulations, you did it. But now you got another one to go deal with. That's arguably going to give you a worser time or not as bad time. And I'm not trying to get on you too much, X. It's just that from personal experience, from being mad like all the time, or like everyone might say, 24/7, 7 days a week. Just wanted to point that out because I get that a lot. I say that a lot. I've said it in vlogs multiple times. Hey guys, I'm gonna try to get control of my anger. God, it's fucking cringe. You know, every time I say that, I might start cringing at myself because it is cringe. Because every single time I've said I'm gonna learn how to control my rage, look what the fuck happens 2 weeks, 2 months, maybe 4 months, 5 months later. I blow up again. That's why I'm just never gonna say nothing about, oh, I'm gonna learn how to control. Because the moment I say that, I feel like as well, I jinx myself, and it doesn't happen. You know? Just saying. That's why I'm like, okay, I'll try to manage it. I'll manage my rage. I'll manage it. I'll keep it low or non-existent. But that next question after you beat the game is, what did I accomplish? Yeah, what did I accomplish, right? Like, I beat the game. That's what I accomplished. I finished the game. I can finally put it down and go the fuck away for 20 years and never look back at it again. That's what's going to happen if I beat Cuphead. I will never look at this game again. I will, you know what I'm saying? I will just leave it, never play it again, never bother to revisit. You know? I mean, if you want to be shown the ropes, go watch fucking YouTubers, because I probably won't even bother showing you the ropes if you decide to play. Probably won't. Maybe won't. Might. I don't know. But then again, I'm not going to play this 40 billion times after I finish the base game. I want people to realize that. Like, if I continue playing Cuphead, I'm only playing till the devil is dead. The base game people are fucking dead. The DLC can just die in a pit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not continuing that. I'm not going to continue playing that. That's why I'm like, base game only. That's the only thing I'm willing to endure. Or that's the only thing I'm willing to put up with. In a way, that's what I'm willing to put up with. But shit, I can't even put up with that sometimes, because 9 times out of 10, I just want to go back and straight up uninstall that bitch. To be real. Sometimes I wish it was a physical cartridge so I can just go... Go throw it out a fucking bin. You know? That's what I used to do. And then I would never think about it again. Or go back to Z Records. Go trade it in. Never think back. Never look back. But since it's a digital game, it's like it's so much easier with the digital game to just get it back. You know, like re-download it, reconvince myself that I'm fucking him. I'm not him, but reconvince myself that Levi, welcome to stream. Fucking convince myself that I'm the man. I could probably do it. Just give me a few hours. And it's like, nah, man. Why do you do that? You know, I'm not trying to tell people, and this isn't like a message of giving up, but it's just a message I want y'all to fucking think about sometimes whenever you get yourselves in these dumbass situations. Because I get myself in dumbass situations, and I'm over fucking 20, man. I'm just trying to help y'all out, because I know some of y'all in here are younger than me. So, better be and I'm also apparently too old, you know. I'm also, like, old school. Like, I'm the unk status of everything, or whatever the fuck kids or people like to tell me all the time. You know what I mean? That's what I am. So I might as well give my advice, or you know, give y'all some type of knowledge, some type of insight. You know, honestly, you want to hear some pretty some insight? Don't get too attached to video games, man, because it can ruin your life, or it can ruin your day. Ruin your life, ruin your day, or ruin the moment. You know, that's more accurate, actually. It could ruin, not the day, but it could ruin the moment. It could ruin the mood, you know, of the said moment to continue playing or whatever. But, man. But yeah, back to what I was saying about other things. It's just that, dude, so much shit be bothering me, man. Like, and just earlier, didn't I say like a few weeks ago, I'm done raging after Sonic fucking 3? What the fuck happened to that? You know what I'm saying? What happened to that, you know? Now I'm back here with fucking Cuphead. You know? So it just makes you think. But that is a good question to think about. Like, what did I actually accomplish? Did I actually go out and do? Because usually, like, people don't really consider video games like real accomplishments unless you're talking about it with another gamer. Then that's a whole other thing. But because not a lot of people say like video games are the shit. Video games are the bee's knees. You know what I mean? Usually, it really matters whenever you accomplish something like IRL, like something, you did. That's not video games because a lot of people don't consider video games like real achievements. Like I said, unless you're talking to another gamer or another person. But just imagine that to somebody who's not even into video games. Like, oh man, I beat this game called Cuphead. They're probably gonna say cool, but did you get your degree? Did you get your college degree or something? Something that can further your life along, or did you, get your first job? Did you do all those things? Like, basically anything outside, right? Did you do anything for yourself, And depending on where the conversation goes, like if you say, oh, yeah, man, if you did say you landed a job, they might actually be like, oh, shit, that's actually really good. I hope you actually do good at that job and, get your money up and get your real life going and be able to go do, things that you want to do, outside of work and all that and whatever. Even though America, like here, dude, they just want you to work, 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 work till you fucking drop. Till you're in a fucking grave. They don't. Retirement, fucking hilarious. They want you to work till you're fucking dead. That's basically the American way right there. Work till you're dead. Practically. Unless you figure out a way to, like, work at your own leisure. Like, for example, like, becoming, like, an artist, like well, actually, even then, that requires work, but you get what I mean, though, right? Like, for example, like, YouTube, you're self-employed, you're doing what you wanted to do, aka YouTube. That's something you wanted to do. So, YouTube, I would consider just, YouTube, Twitch, all those things, I would consider. If you're anything social media related, I would say you're living the high life. That's not even a job. That's a luxurious life right there, being able to live off, Twitch and YouTube revenue and all that other sort of shit. If you're able to do that, you're living like luxurious shit, man. Luxurious life right there. I mean, look at Kaisa Knight and so many other people like living off of their Twitch, like $100,000 a month or $2,000 a month or $3,000. Not even $3,000, like more than that, like $10,000 a month. If not more. Or if you're like trying to be a musician, all those other things and stuff, like those things I would say are like luxurious shit. Like if you can make it, really make it. Not like make it for a bit and then you just fall off. Like I'm talking make it in those professions. Then, maybe life can like start giving back to you. But until then, it's like work these sad ass 9-to-5s all the time. Unless you figure something out or you live in a different area. I don't know if it's like that for other countries, but that's what it feels like in America in 2025. But outside of my perspective on that, that's just how I feel, not only about Cuphead or just about Cuphead, not the what I said a second ago, but just how I'm feeling. It's like it almost feels like it is not worth it, but I still want to go after it for some reason, so I can see that I can beat World 3 and go on to 4 and finish the game, or in some way, shape, or form try to finish the game. But I don't know. A part of me like thinks I can still. Like it's getting smaller and smaller. Like for example, let's take this random scale. I can't even keep my fingers straight because my knuckle hurts again after slamming the dresser today. This scale is how like can beat Cuphead and just won't even bother anymore, right? The meter for I think I can do this just gets lower and lower while the other one just gets higher and higher. Like the probability of me finishing Cuphead, probably without the DLC, is probably low. And, after seeing all those Reddit posts saying, yeah, Cuphead becomes an easy-ass game, or some of the bosses become easy, with, having certain weapons unlocked and all those other sort of stuff. And I'm like, if that's the case, I want to give it a try and see for myself, since I don't have that much skill in Cuphead, but it's like, if it can help me, it can help me, and maybe I can beat the game if I get those DLC things, but then again, I'd be looked upon as, hey, you beat the game while using DLC shit? What the fuck, man? I'm just gonna be like, man, I don't give a fuck. Cuphead was hard. And, I'm tired of suffering. I don't really need to be suffering through these video games. Like, y'all seen it 10 times over already, with Punch-Out, so many other games where I sit there and struggle all the time. Wouldn't it just be nice to see, like, me not do that, aka like Sonic Speed Sim, or just reacting to stuff, or just something on the lighter side, And even playing Cuphead off camera doesn't really help, Doesn't really help me all that much. Like, sure, I can focus, but it just feels like I'm focusing on the same shit over and over and over, and it's becoming bleh. I'm spacing out over here. I'm zoning out. You're boring me, with how difficult the shit is. Because I noticed if shit's difficult for me, I don't get encouraged, and that's another thing about gamers that love the Dark Souls and the Dark Souls-like games or whatever, they love that punishing gameplay, because if they don't get that fucking fix in their game and feel like a barbaric warrior or a wizard or whatever, they're like, the game's okay, I guess, the game. I like my games hard because I constantly want to, I don't know the right word, I constantly want to test myself because I'm a loser otherwise, or I don't get that same feel or something. I don't know what's up with being loser all of a sudden, Maybe because I just feel like one after Cuphead or something, or just realizing that I don't really do anything outside of gaming and just watch YouTube all day, so it's just like, when you realize that, it's like, fuck, maybe you are a loser or something, but then again, yeah, and I just wanted to spout on about something, just give you my take. And honestly, I feel like by going through these experiences, I'm understanding where I'm at more and more. And obviously, the games I like to play, obviously, like, are the platformers and stuff, but the games I probably should be playing are just ones I've either played before and got the hang of and somewhat like, or just not even bother, because it's like, I feel like whenever I get into a new game, that's like the worst version, that's like the worst time period, not to be around me, but that's like the worst, that's going to be like either the worst or not extremely good of an experience just to watch, because you can tell after I get some experience under my belt, the game becomes fucking a cakewalk. It becomes easier, it's more enjoyable. I like things that are on the easier side. When the game is easy, or easier than before, I enjoy it more, because it doesn't fucking bring me constant stress that I have to, like, do so many things in a microsecond, or in the next 4 or 5 seconds. God, the music's making me paranoid. But you get that, right? That's just how I am as a person. I noticed that whenever I played Crash Bandicoot and so many other things over the years for you guys and review purposes, or gameplay and review purposes, whatever. I noticed I like easier games because I don't have to think too much. I can actually think. It's somewhere on my level, first off, where I can think of it, and I can think of what's going on, and I can approach it with a solution or an idea or just something just to ease my brain, because I realize I need to start easing my brain instead of stressing it, because I have a long history and I have a way longer history of stressing my brain out and stressing myself out more than actually, like, being calm, reasonable, and relaxed, because I notice when I don't even touch a fucking controller, I feel like Thanos after he murked half the universe. I feel like I'm at peace. You know, when I'm not touching the controller or doing anything, you know, people want me to do or something, you know. It just feels like this peaceful little mini pocket spirit thing that I got going on. Where I'm just like in my own space. I'm not thinking about what other people think. You know, I'm in my own space. I'm in my own zone. Feels fucking good, you know. YouTube's there, but it's like, I don't know. Something's coming out of me, man. I might slowly fall out of video games. I'm starting to feel that now, matter of fact. I've been thinking about it for a while now. Just kind of, I want to fizzle out, you know, and find something else to do. Like, a big part of me wants to do that, but a big part that's kind of holding me back is because I kind of became a gaming addict, you know, addicted to doing the same frustrating shit over and over and over again, and spending money on all these games when it's like, maybe I could have spent that on some food, or maybe I could have spent that, or spent some time doing something else. Like, I start thinking that shit. Like, it's crazy because the moment I stress out is the moment I start thinking. I think all these thoughts come flooding in me. Like, man, I could have spent 4 hours on Cuphead. Fuck that. 4 hours watching just YouTube videos, straight chilling by myself, not thinking about nobody, not thinking about shit. Except for keeping my mind at peace. Right now, I am not at peace. I am disturbed. You know? Not only by what's going on in my head, but my paranoia is on a fucking high. Usually that's how it always is, no matter what. It gets high sometimes. A lot. Because, like I said, like, no matter how I feel, like, if I'm feeling paranoid, it'll lead to either anger or stress or whatever. Everything just leads to anger all the time. Except for, like, when I'm genuinely happy about something. If I'm not, then it's just something on the side. But until then, it's just not even... Product X Engage, welcome, by the way. I can punish myself. Kaiju Gaming, what the fuck? Cool, good for you, you know, you can do that. But not every single person is willing to sit there and play a punishing game because they think it's fun. You know, that's only built for a certain type of person, you know. Me, I'm not built like that. I'm built to just enjoy the simple things in life, the simple games in life, and the simple other things that I can actually grasp and get a hold of and actually understand. But 9 times out of 10, I'm doing something that is way out of my league, something I barely can comprehend / understand, and try to roll with it like it's cool, when in actuality, it's not cool. Not cool doing that. I need to be cool. Keep a level head, man. You know? That's what cool dudes do. Keep their fucking cool heads, no matter what the situation is or whatever. You know, I'm not trying to say I can't feel anything. I can't have emotions, but it's like... these emotions are fucking annoying. They take over like 24/7 all the time, in my case. You know, in terms of anger and whatever. But it's like, geez, man. You know, kick off the jets and just don't play anything. Just sit and talk in front of a fucking camera for like 40 minutes to an hour, man. You can do that instead. You know? I could have spent 4 hours talking with you guys or maybe making that reaction thing. And so many of y'all would have rather had that. I quit Cuphead after aisle 1. I'm considering it after aisle 3. But yeah, it's like, damn, man. I get that, though. Bosses are just crazy. Even in aisle 1, I was struggling a lot. Because I'm not a guy who just beats things right out the gate. I struggle 1,000 million times before I get that one dub. You know? It's kind of like the Mr. Sandman tower defense debate. It's like, I can only beat title defense Mr. Sandman maybe 1 out of 10 times. Actually, that's probably not even accurate. Mr. Sandman title defense can beat me 50 times, and I couldn't even get a single dub within those 50 times. You'd probably have to give me 200-300 tries, maybe, tops. Maybe. 200-300 times, 200-300 attempts before I'm just either decide to quit or decide I could finish him off without the headgear. That's a great example of that. You know, that's how it feels. God. And I didn't even have much love for Cuphead at all going into this. You know, unlike Punch-Out, unlike other franchises. I just started playing it to play it. I didn't see the Netflix series. Nothing. I just said, hey, fuck it. Why not spend $20, you know, and not even think about days later how I would approach this or whatever, because I'm in the moment type of person. I'm not thinking about the future. I'm not thinking about the past. I'm thinking about in the moment, you know. So it's like, in that moment, I led to multiple moments of me fucking up and a lot of other things. But anyways, my tablet's fucking low. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Let my paranoia die down and chillax. And I'm gonna see you guys next time, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do for tomorrow, but I'll figure it out when we get there. Like, comment, subscribe, favorite, share the video with your friends. God bless you all. Thank you for allowing me to talk / vent or just whatever the fuck this was. And yeah, I'll see you guys whenever I can. Bye.